Hello, I'm David Conley, owner of Jabel. Jabel's die-struck, hand-finished jewelry is universally considered to be among the finest jewelry made in the United States. With its classic feminine styling and strict attention to detail, customers have been enjoying the beauty of Jabel jewelry since 1916. The secret to Jabel's success and quality is found here at our state-of-the-art manufacturing facility in Irvington, New Jersey, using a team of artisan and craftsmen who are among the finest in the industry. Over the next few minutes, we're going to take a look at how these men and women work together using Jabel's unique method to create beautiful works of art.
Jabel Jewelry has been recognized for generations for its unique die-striking process. During this process, precious metals are struck with an immense amount of force, carefully forming the pieces on which lustrous diamonds and rich precious gemstones will later be set. Die striking the metals creates an incredibly strong setting that can truly stand the test of time. The resulting pieces have greater density and durability than more common cast jewelry that is made in low-pressure molds. As many as 30 different steps may go into a single piece. Jabel designs were originally created completely by hand through detailed sketches and a craftsman interpreting the design into the hub. Today we have modernized the process using a CAD/CAM system. This has greatly helped to shorten the die striking process. The designer draws the initial sketch and turns it over to our CAD/CAM designer, who draws the piece on the computer, formulating critical measurements to the thousandths of an inch and predetermining gemstone sizes. Tool makers, jewelers, and setters are shown the design and asked for their input. After all the changes have been made and a final design is approved, computer-aided manufacturing is used to produce hubs, dies, and various other tools used in the die-striking process with an automated 3-axis milling machine and a wire electrical discharge machine. By using this new technology, Jabel is able to bring designs to our customers faster than ever before, and because of the CAD's calculated abilities, it allows for more intricate 3-dimensional designs which are very difficult to produce by hand.
During each step of the striking process, dies like this one are used to force the precious metal into the desired shape, forming our incredibly strong pieces.
Making a complete set of die-striking tools is a time-consuming, costly process, so a set of working dies is created that will actually be used for production. Working dies can either be milled or produced using copper or graphite pieces called electrodes. Several copper electrodes are stamped from the master die and in a series are burned into a block of steel using an electrical discharge machining process. Graphite electrodes are produced by the 3-axis milling machine. The EDM process is performed in a tank filled with conductive oil. There are various types of working dies. Some are used as a first blank, while others are used to finish the piece. Blanking, trim, piercing, and bending tools are also produced by the tool makers. Dies can experience as much as 50 tons of striking force, so numerous working dies are stocked in case of breakage. When the full set of tools is complete, they are turned over to the press department.
Alloying of metals is very important to the die striking process. Before the pieces can be pressed, we must carefully prepare the appropriate metal alloy that will be used.
Jabel uses 24-karat gold, alloyed with different base metals, to obtain the required carat, color, and hardness. The alloys produced are 14-karat yellow, pink, and green gold, 18-karat yellow gold, 18-karat white gold, as well as platinum. Jabel's white gold contains 15% palladium, a platinum-based metal for increased malleability and ductility, allowing pieces to be formed easily with little distortion. It is also whiter and less yellow, closely resembling platinum. A natural gas-fired furnace is used to alloy most metals. Fine gold and base metal alloy are combined and placed into a graphite or ceramic crucible. The mix is heated until a temperature of over 1550 degrees is reached that allows the alloy to be poured into an ingot mold.
Here in the press department, the first operation is rolling the metal to the required thickness.
The alloyed material is rolled and heat treated in a controlled atmospheric furnace using dissociated anhydrous ammonia. The anhydrous ammonia cover removes oxygen and allows the metal to maintain its brightness. Temperatures for gold are set between 1200 to 1400 degrees to achieve the desired softness. The rolling process is repeated until the desired size and thickness is achieved.
Die striking requires equipment that will properly move the metal. Jabel uses a variety of presses like this one that squeeze and hammer metal at dissimilar forces.
The skilled press operator uses a combination of kick, screw, and pneumatic presses as well as drop hammers. These machines apply direct force to the metal and die. The cavity is quickly filled with optimal blows. It is very important that the die set be properly positioned and appropriate force is applied. Any misalignment or too much force can damage the tool set or worse, injure the operator. Jabel's famous one-piece and multi-piece settings can take as many as 15 operations to complete, beginning as a small square blank and raised step by step in a progression of dies. The blank is based on the basic shape of the piece and is formed using a blanking tool. Rolled metal is placed over the cavity and squeezed in an automatic or kick press. The blank is formed and then heat treated. The blank is now struck flat in the start die and heat treated again. The piece is now struck in a finishing die using the raised force of the press to remove excess metal and shape the piece. This operation will be repeated until the required thickness is reached. Any remaining flashing or overflow is removed using a rough trimming tool. And the piece is heat treated again. Then the settings prongs are created using a cutting tool. Jabel shanks are formed through an equally involved process. Beginning as a blank, they are pressed through a series of dies to achieve the desired shape and thickness. The shanks must be heat treated throughout the process and excess metal must be trimmed away. All of the finished elements of the piece now make their way to a jeweler for assembly. Jabel uses many variations of die striking as well as other manufacturing methods in the production of our pieces. Our seamless wedding bands are formed using two different processes. One involves a basic blanking operation. Metal is rolled to the desired thickness. Washer-looking blanks are struck and then turned inside out and cut on a lathe. The other way is to cut extruded tubing to the desired shape. The seamless metal allows us to shrink and stretch the pieces to obtain the proper finger size.
Even with all the modern technology involved, it's important to remember that each piece is hand-finished with strict attention to quality and detail by highly skilled jewelers.
Time and patience is required when constructing a complex piece. After all the components are completed, drilling, fitting, welding, and soldering may be required to achieve the desired style. Shanks are bent and rounded, plates are crafted, and bezels and settings must be made to fit any combination of gemstones.
As you can see, Jabel jewelers are truly precious metal artists, but the lost art of hand engraving is where real craftsmanship comes into play.
It takes a special person and many years at the trade to become a skilled hand engraver. Jabel products have been hand engraved since the very beginning. Our engravers will hand engrave virtually any style and can even accommodate special orders. The skills are in the hands and mind of the engraver, but only the proper tools can create the beautifully sculptured patterns and designs. From chisels to gravers for shaping and burnishing tools to bring out the high gloss finish, hand engravers draw on many tools to accomplish their task. Engravers perform most of their work under magnification, with the piece being held in a smooth, swiveling engraver's block or ball. It is not uncommon for a hand engraver at Jabel to spend as much as 3 hours on a ring that is engraved on the shoulders, sides, and even the setting. Jabel's engravers are also stone setters and will secure the desired diamonds and gemstones into the piece. The gemstones are specially selected by our sorting department that handles gemstones of all sizes, shapes, and colors from around the world. If we're using your gemstones, our remounting expert will work with you to find the perfect setting for your project. Once assembly, engraving, and setting are complete, all that remains is a finishing polish followed by a final inspection. The crispness of the finished piece is in complete contrast to the cleaning and reshaping castings that came before. Most people don't realize the significant difference between hand engraved and cast engraved until they see it for themselves. But once they do, they'll realize why wearing a die-struck, hand-engraved Jabel piece is like wearing a work of art. That's why Jabel only trusts the sale of this highly desired jewelry to a select group of fine jewelry stores.
Whether your customer is looking for a classic die-struck solitaire, a 2-carat total weight diamond cluster, or a vintage 1920s Art Deco style ring, Jabel currently produces hundreds of unique pieces and has the tools to produce thousands. I hope you've enjoyed this look at the fascinating story and people behind every piece of Jabel jewelry. Don't forget that the best part of the story is how a fine piece of Jabel jewelry enhances the look of the wearer and gives her a feeling of confidence and radiance. The high quality and exceptional beauty reflects the concentrated effort and precise care that go into their creation. Whether an engagement ring, earrings, or a fancy diamond bracelet, each piece of Jabel jewelry can be expected to last a lifetime.